today's workshop, we will be talking about how to create a smart contract using ChainIDE and analyze it using footprint analytics. This is Ali Overseas Community Manager at ChainIDE, and some of you may already know me. So I will be discussing about how to create a smart contract using ChainIDE. And we have another friend from Footprint Analytics, Mr. Boris, and he will be telling us how to use Footprint Analytics, how to choose a Web3 data provider, and why we need to use Footprint Analytics. And we have incentive for the developers who joined us for the today's workshop. We have a link in the video description. If they register using the link given in the video description, they can get a 7-day free trial for the Footprint Analytics. So without wasting time anymore, I would like to invite Mr. Boris to discuss about Footprint Analytics and how to choose Web3 data provider. Hello, Mr. Boris. How are you doing?
Hey, Ali. Thanks a lot for the invitation. Anticipating a great talk, a great discussion, and a great contribution to the community. How about you?
Yeah, I am doing well. And thanks for being with us. Hope to have a great session today.
Yeah, so shall I start?
Yeah, sure.
All right, cool. Hey, everybody. My name is Boris, and the name of the workshop that I'm going to be covering today is how to choose a data provider for your Web3 project. And yes, I'm going to be telling, for instance, you could be working on an NFT gallery, a GameFi project, but at the end of the day, you have to, I guess, eventually work with some blockchain data, whether it's like historical or probably something that's just appeared on blockchain. And I think we're building a great tool to help you with it and like drastically simplify the development for you. So here's a bit about the contents that I'm going to be touching upon today. So I'm going to be doing a small introduction to indexes. I'm also going to be talking about the things to consider before like coming up with your infrastructure solution that will allow you to handle the data. Then we're going to be going through some common indexer pipelines. So basically the things that every indexer does and supposed to do. And finally, we're going to be talking about why database is a service / why footprint. So let us, talk about the things to consider when you're planning to start working with on-chain data, or basically actually like any data, whether it's it could be off-chain as well. So your solution, should meet the specific needs and goals so that it like makes sense and covers your like business case, business scenario. The data quality should be like accurate and reliable to work with, so that the users like trust your solution and trust your calculations. The data coverage like must be able to like cover the specific needs for specific cases. So it could be not only in terms of the coverage of like different aspects of certain blockchain, but also like the chain coverage. So the more coverage of chains there's probably a bigger chance that the specific solution will be able to cover your needs. Also, data integration. So it should be compatible with your systems and tools and the programming languages that you're working with. It shouldn't be very expensive to buy, maintain. You would probably want a good support when you're building this. And we're going to be coming back to this a little bit later, when I'm going to be giving the specific like groups that we've identified. But anyway, let's leave it as it is for now. And finally, of course, the legal compliance. All right, moving to the next slide, common indexes pipeline. So basically, platforms that work with blockchain data have a similar ETA ETL. I'm sorry. And the steps of process are, so basically, firstly, node providers transmit the data to indexer, then indexer is handling the raw data, then it's performing the abstractions of the raw data, because like on the EVM example, the same EVM example, basically everything is stored in a bytecode, and it's it's like not trivial task to understand whether like specific contract is year C20 or like an NFT contract or something. And finally, the serve data. That would be like many ways to do it. Whether it's if it's an API, then you're probably going to be serving raw JSON hierarchies or something like that. Or if it's an analytical tool, you're probably going to be serving with different visualizations and stuff. I'm going to be moving to the next slide, and it's called "Why Raw Data is Not Enough." So, yeah, blockchain, first of all, is technology, and its implementation can greatly vary depending on like global problem that a certain ecosystem is trying to solve. So, for instance, all business logic in Ethereum is mainly implemented through smart contracts. When, for example, in Polkadot, the implementation is done through pellets. Yes, even dwelling on the same smart contracts and comparing, for example, Ethereum and smart contract. Firstly, they're written in different programming languages. Solidity is used for Ethereum, and Rust, C, C++ is used for Solana. And yeah, secondly, they implement like different approaches to storage. So if you are trying to build a quite high-level dApp, for instance, say NFT gallery, and you want to like cover as many chains as you basically can, it's going to be pretty hard and not trivial for you to understand exactly how NFT is implemented within every chain. So that's why raw data is not enough. And finally, the comparison slides. All right, so we're distinguishing three common solutions to help the dApps developers to work with on-chain data. I'm going to be starting with Block Explorer. So Block Explorer is the first one is I guess everybody like used to work with FSCAN when not only when we're developing the solutions, but also when browsing the blockchain, basically try to find some analytics and like anything, just to check the status of the transactions maybe. And it's quite easy to use, but again, it has some disadvantages. It's mostly focused around raw data, and raw data may not be enough. It's not customizable. It doesn't have that advanced search that other solutions may give you, and it's not really interactive. Yeah, let us move to our own SDK solution. So you've probably heard before of dgraph, for instance, if you've been trying to index the EVM data. So it's an SDK. It has like very good advanced search capabilities. It's very customizable because you or your team is going to be the one who's going to be in charge of developing like all the logic, whether it's custom or like anything. But it's hard to set up and maintain because again, if you're building a solution that is built like on top of the custom usage of SDK, then yeah, you're going to be the one who support it and set it up. And eventually, sometimes it's pricey because like somebody has to develop, migrate it, and like keep it updated. And finally, we're going to a third-party API database as a service solution. This is something that we're building at a Footprint. So we're basically what we're basically doing is we're giving the indexes services. So something that you would do by yourself using an SDK, for instance, coming back to the previous example. And so we're basically do the heavy lifting, all the heavy lifting that like usually indexes do. So we're easy to use because we're providing different interfaces. This is something that I'm going to be mentioning a little bit later. We are good for advanced search. Again, something that I'm going to be demoing a little bit later. We're scalable. We're reliable. Yeah. After all, soon we're going to be having all our code base open sourced. So you're going to be able to validate the ETL and all the code that we're building. So that's great news. But of course, yeah, there are some disadvantages working with a third-party data API. You're dependable on a third party. So you're not the one who is writing your own custom logic. You're limited in customization for the same reasons. And sometimes it may be a little bit pricey. All right, so a little bit introduction of what exactly, a very high level introduction of how exactly Footprint works. There's on-chain data, and there's an ETL implemented within our indexes for different chains. The ETL implies just the collection of raw data from blockchain and storing it to the databases. We split, and the core component of every relational database is a table. And we split the tables into 3 layers, bronze, silver, and gold. For the bronze level, let's just again take the EVM chains as a reference. Only raw block data will be stored, such as transactions, blocks, locks, traces. Have I forgotten anything? No, yeah, I think that's probably it. And once it's there, it's consequently having a chance to move to a silver level. So what do I mean by that? So let us come back to the older example of ERC20 token. So ERC20 token is a smart contract, is just a smart contract that is having a specific set of functions that are doing a certain thing. And that's the only way to understand whether the smart contract is a ERC20 type. And if we see that there is a transaction executed from a smart contract that is of this ERC20 type, then we're placing this transaction to the silver level in the different table, for instance, called token transfers. So you can see how this abstraction is going higher and higher. And finally, the gold tables. The gold tables are usually consisting the business metrics. So for instance, it could be different stats like unique active addresses, or for GameFi, unique active users, market cap calculations, TVLs and stuff. And at the end of the day, we're storing it in the like same database and serve 2 kinds of interfaces. The first one is API. The second one is web app. API for developers, web app for analysts. But at the end of the day, it's working with the same app, with the same data set. So let me move to the next slide, please. And we're very easy to use. So for API, we have 2 different kinds of APIs. First one is RESTful. The second one is SQL API. So I'm going to be starting with the first one. It's quite trivial. We have selected the most common scenarios to work with. For instance, NFT transfers, NFT attributes for NFTs. For DeFi, we got some token transfers. And yeah, you're basically like having a simple interface that will cover the common scenarios. It's very simple to integrate with, because at the end of the day, it's still like it's nothing new for the developers, I would say. The SQL API is much more flexible and much more interesting to work with. Because as I've previously said, that API and the web app are using the same data set. That means that you can basically go on the website, you can create a chart, you can get the SQL for this chart and place it to the SQL API, and you will get like the same data, but in the raw format. So it's a very good case for most of developers who wanted to validate the data like in visual form before trying to do the specific integrations. So I'm going to be having a quick demo on our website. So I've already like done some preparation on my side and built a chart. So it's very simple actually to build a chart within our web application, because we don't require the knowledge of SQL. But of course, you can use SQL and probably you should use SQL in some cases when you really want to do a thorough analysis on some specific details. So let me quickly go through a chart that I've built. So I've used the NFT transactions table. It's actually referencing something that I've been talking about before, a silver level table. I'm taking all the transactions for past 7 days, and I'm counting how many of those were within each chain, and I group it also by a day. So at the end, I receive such a beautiful dynamic pie chart / line graph chart that is, allowing me to, like in visually comprehensive form, to understand how it works. And as I said, our web app is SQL based. So basically, you can view the SQL for this code, for this chart to be generated. And if you're familiar with SQL, here it is. Consequently, you're able to copy this code, go to our API. By the way, here's a link to our API, and just query the same data. I'm not having the API key set up, but you should trust me on this one. It would work. All right, so that's about the SQL API. So we're trying to have a ecosystem vision on this. So it's both API and the web app that are working together, and completely compatible, and it's recommended to be used together. So again, REST API, easy to use. SQL API, very flexible. That's what it's important to keep in mind. All right, next slide. Scalability. So it's no secret that every index is storing hundreds of terabytes of data, and it's quite a vast amount to work with actually, and to query. So that's why we're having a sophisticated open source data science stack working under the hood to provide a great performance and generally good user experience after all. So we're based on Trino and Apache. Oh no, Apache. Apache Iceberg, yeah. And I don't want to get to the details in it, but yeah, this is the the most sophisticated thing that open source sophisticated thing that out there in the market. And finally, compatibility. Again, every API request is HTTP, and every programming language is friendly with sending the HTTP request. So there's not going to be anything new on that part. And as we already said, we're providing a 7 days of API trial if you're scanning this QR code. And really encourage you to play around with it. We've got a great community. We've got a great support team handling different tasks in Discord. We're also accepting different feature requests in GitHub so that you're able to basically track the progress and be notified once the specific feature is being released. And yeah, really encouraging you to join the community. All right. That's going to be all from my side. I'm going to be giving back word to Ali. Ali, thanks.
Okay,
Maybe there are any
thanks.
questions? Yeah.
Yeah, the questions will be at the end of the workshop.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for introducing footprint analytics.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So now I will be discussing about how you can create a smart contract using ChainIDE. And if you have any questions, you can ask both of us, me and Boris, at the end of this workshop. So I will be discussing about how you can create your first DApp using ChainIDE and analyze it using footprint analytics. So what we are gonna build today, I will be creating an NFT smart contract and deploy on the Ethereum test network. And later after deployment, we will use footprint analytics to query the smart contract we have deployed using SQL and then create some charts and see how footprint analytics work and how ChainIDE is used to create smart contracts. So these are the steps to deploy an ERC-720 smart contract and analyze using footprint analytics. First of all, we will need to install MetaMask to pay the transaction fee when we deploy a smart contract or when we make a transaction to the deployed smart contract. The second one is we will write down an ERC-721 smart contract. We wouldn't have much time to write down, so ChainIDE has already prepared built-in templates. So we will use built-in templates and make some changes to the built-in template. The next step is compiling the smart contract, and after compilation is done successfully, we will deploy on the Ethereum test network. Because if we deploy on the mainnet, we will have to pay some gas fee in real ETH. So for this workshop, we will deploy on the Ethereum test network, and then we will mint some NFTs, and we will see how to verify the deployed smart contract. And in the end, we will be using footprint analytics to play with the deployed smart contract. So first one is MetaMask. I think most of the audience may already know MetaMask and how to install it. If you don't know, then you can download from the Google Play Store, create an account and get some testnet tokens using the link given below. And after you have set up your MetaMask wallet, you directly go to ChainIDE, connect your MetaMask wallet, and start writing down your smart contract. So ERC-720 smart contract is an NFT smart contract. And there are two types of famous tokens, fungible and non-fungible. ERC-721 is for non-fungible tokens, and it has the following main functions. The first one is total supply. That will give the total number of NFTs in existence, and balance of will check the number of NFTs being held by a specific user. For example, I will give my address and the contract will tell me how many NFTs I am holding. Owner of will tell who's the owner of this NFT token. Transfer from is used to transfer an NFT from one address to another address. The approved one is, for example, if I want to let anyone else to transfer my NFT to someone else on my behalf, so this approve function will be used. So these are all the functions in ERC 721 smart contract. We will check in the details when we move to ChainIDE. So if you have the knowledge of Solidity, then that is very good. But if you don't have the knowledge of Solidity, then you don't need to worry. ChainIDE has already prepared the built-in template. You don't need to change anything, and you can simply compile and deploy on the blockchain. So even if you don't have Solidity knowledge, you can follow this tutorial. So the first one is writing down smart contract. The second one is compiling, deployment, and after later is NFT minting, and flattener library will be used to verify the smart contract on the Etherscan. And after it is deployed and verified, we will use footprint analytics. Footprint is currently using like 22 blockchains, including Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, and many more. And you can use SQL language to query directly from the like Ethereum blockchain. All the on-chain data you can play with using SQL. Like those who are not good at Solidity can use SQL to interact with the blockchain using footprint analytics. And the other thing is you can turn your results into graphs. You can like make your decision easily. And it is supporting more than 26 types of charts. And you can share the charts with the community and can use the community's chart and can make some changes according to your requirements. So here is the main page of the footprint analytics, and they already have built many charts and many like dashboards for different NFT collections, for game ranking, marketplaces, chains, like for different purposes, like how many transactions are being occurred on like each chain, as Boris showed already. And yeah, here is the procedure. Like after we deploy a smart contract on the blockchain, we go to new chart and we will submit the contract to footprint analytics and wait for the approval. After it gets approved, then we can use SQL and query on the smart contract we have deployed. Yeah, here I have written like very small, very simple SQL queries, like how you can use footprint analytics to get some information about your smart contract. It's very simple, like select static from NFT info. Here they have tables, NFT info. This stores all the information of NFTs. And here you can write down the NFT collection name, the one you want to check, and can set other like limits, other checks, like this one. This one is another query, a very simple for a specific contract address to check like the holders of this NFT collection whose amount is like higher than 3.0. So yeah, this one is to check the average price of an NFT collection for some specific days. So we will move to the tutorial. Wait a minute. Yeah, here we will go to ChainIDE. Yeah, here is ChainIDE. ChainIDE. First of all, we will go to ChainIDE and click Try Now button. ChainIDE is a like those who don't know about ChainIDE, I would like to tell a brief introduction of ChainIDE. Is a cloud-based IDE which supports more than 10 blockchains. Here you can see Ethereum, BNB chain, Chain33, Conflux, Polygon, and we have built-in templates. Those who are not like good at Solidity can use built-in templates, can learn from them, and can make some changes to them, and can start Web3 journey. Here I will delete some smart contract. Yeah, here is the ERC 721 NFT standard token. So you can check all the tutorial, like how you can compile it, deploy it, and make interaction to the deployed smart contract. Here you can check all, like first of all, you need to install MetaMask, then you need to have some test tokens. After that, you will deploy and need to pay for the transaction fee. So first of all, here is the smart contract. And here we will compile it. Here is the Solidity compiler version, like it should be greater than 0.8.1. And we have imported ERC 721 smart contract here. After you compile it, you can check the code completely. Yeah, here we can check all the code for this smart contract. Here are all the functions I mentioned before, like transfer from, if we want to transfer an NFT from one address to another address, and owner of to, like, check who's the owner of a specific NFT using the NFT token ID. Here we will use NFT token ID and it will return the owner wallet address. And here balance of, like, how many NFTs a specific wallet holds. So it is compiled successfully, and now we will deploy it. Before deploying, you need to have a MetaMask. I already have installed the MetaMask and I have some test coins. Here you can see. So I will connect my wallet to ChainIDE. Now it is connected and we will deploy our compiled smart contract. Here I have already compiled it and you can see all the compiled contracts under the compiled contract section. So here we will click the deploy button. Whenever we deploy a smart contract, we need to pay the gas fee, or whenever we make a transaction to the deployed smart contract. So here we can see the status of deployment or compilation. If there are some errors, those also will be shown in output here, output section. So let's wait for the deployment. Once it is deployed successfully, all the functions will be shown here under the interact panel. It is giving some error like gas limit. So here, I think maybe we need to change the gas fee for deploying. Here we can edit the gas fee to high and see if it is sure. Oh, sorry, here we need to deploy the game item. Yeah, this one. So after it is successful, we can interact in the interact panel. All the functions of the smart contract will be shown under the interact panel. So here it is uploading and deploying. So it is deployed successfully. And here we can see all the functions for the smart contract. For example, balance of will tell us like how many NFTs are being held for a specific wallet address. And here we can check the name of this NFT contract is game item. And the next step is upload our NFT image to IPFS using NFT storage website. Here we have NFT storage NFT.storage. So we will visit this website and log in to this website and upload the NFTs we want to award, or you can say mint. So here, here I have already uploaded some. So here we will upload the image NFT that we want to airdrop. Here is ChainIDE, and we will upload to the NFT.storage. So here it is uploaded. Yeah, here it is uploaded. And now we will use the CID. We will go to ChainIDE and create a new JSON file. We will use this information and create a JSON file. And paste this here. And now we will copy the CID for this image and paste here. Yeah, for this one. Yeah, and now we will download this one, ChainIDE.json, and upload this to the IPFS, this NFT.storage files. Yeah, here now we will upload the one we downloaded here, ChainIDE.json. So we will upload this one, and yeah, it is taking some time. Oh, I think not uploaded successfully. I will try again. Yeah, this one, ChainIDE.json upload. Yeah, we uploaded this one and copied this one, and here we changed the IPFS and then downloaded the ChainIDE.json. and upload here ChainIDE.json1. Upload. Yeah, after it is uploaded successfully, we will use the IPFS and we will use the approve function. Here we will use the token ID as mentioned here. Yeah, we will use this one, this link, IPFS, copy here, and we will use the CID for this one. And we will use a contract wallet address where we want to award this item. So we will use this function award item and address where we want to award this NFT and click the submit button. So now this NFT will be airdrop, will be awarded to this wallet address. We can check the transaction info here. Yeah, it's still in progress. Yeah, it is confirmed now, and now I can check like how many NFTs I hold here if I click. So it says I am holding one NFT. So if I want to award one more, then I can, award one more. I have uploaded some images to this NFT.storage before. I will use that ones. So here I can use another one to award to my address. So whenever we store data on the blockchain, we need to pay some gas fee, or whenever we make transaction. So here it's waiting for the confirmation. After it is successfully done, so I will check my balance again, and it will show like I am holding 2 NFTs. Here we can see like I am holding 2 NFTs now. So award item is like to award an NFT to a specific address. So here I will use another address to award the NFT. Here this one. So now I will award to this address. Oh, because IPFS is the same. Address is yeah. So now we have awarded 3 NFTs, 2 NFTs to one wallet address and one NFT to another wallet address. So now we can check on our collection on the OpenSea also. Here, if we go to OpenSea and we use our wallet address, copy from here, and we can see our collection. Yeah, here we have 3 items. So I have maintained three items, 2 on my wallet address and 1 on another wallet address. So here we can see game item, NFT collection, and have 3 items. So here are the images not shown properly. I think there is some problem with the NFT.storage. So I will try once again. We need to go to NFT.storage, use some image that we want to give as an NFT here. So we will use today's poster. So upload here. Yeah, after uploading is successful here. After uploading is successful, I will copy the CID and go to ChainIDE, create a ChainIDE.json file and paste the CID here. And then download the ChainIDE.json file. After it is downloaded, I will upload to the NFT.storage. This one. So now I will use here I will use the CID of this one. CID here. And I will reward this NFT to another wallet address. So we need to pay transaction fee again. So now we can go to OpenSea again and we can see like we will have 4 items now. Yeah, this one. Is still in progress, I think. Yeah, now we can see we have 4 items and here 4 items. And just 3 are shown. Maybe one is still updating. Yeah, here is the 4th one. Here we can see the NFT on the OpenSea, and is I think there was a problem with NFT.storage before. First of all, you need to upload an image, then it will provide you a CID. Then you need to go to ChainIDE and create a JSON file given in this preview in the tutorial. Copy the JSON file from here and change the CID for according to the image you uploaded to the NFT.storage. So then it will show. Here we can see. And here we can see the address of the holder owned by 0.6 is the address I0x06. And here we can see I awarded to this wallet address. So the next step is like how we can get our this smart contract verified on the Etherscan. So to get it verified, we will have to create a flattened file. Flattened file will collect all the smart contracts in one file, in one Solidity file. So ChainIDE has provided a flattened library. Here we can see ChainIDE flattener library. We will activate it. After it gets activated, we will use the file open in the editor panel, the file we want to create a flattener file. Here we will click the flattener button, and now the flattener file will be created. To store it, we will click the save button, and in the Explorer panel, we can see the flattened file. Here we can see the flattened file. So the next step is to get it verified. Before getting it verified, a flattened file is necessary. So here we will, here ChainIDE provides a verifier plugin also. Here we can see ChainIDE Etherscan verifier. Here we can see Etherscan verifier, ChainIDE Etherscan verifier. You need to activate it and then it will be shown in the right section. Here you need to write down the Etherscan API key. if you don't have the Etherscan API key, you need to click this button and you will go to Etherscan and create an account and apply for the Etherscan API, and you will get an API key very easily. So here we will choose the smart contract that we want to get verified, and the contract address, like we have deployed our smart contract and we have got a deployed address. Here we can copy the address for the smart contract we have deployed, and we will go to verify section. Here paste the contract address and click the verify button. So now it is pending in queue and it will get verified after some time. Yeah, so now it is verified. So before in the Etherscan, if we check our smart contract, it was not verified. But if we check now, it will be verified. We go to Etherscan and search our smart contract in the Etherscan. Sorry, we will use test network. Here is the main network we deploy on the this test network. So we will use this one and search again. So here we can see all the transactions we made to this ERC 721 smart contract. The first one is like award item. I used award item function to award NFTs to this wallet address. Here we can see all the, and here we can see the smart contract is verified now. So you can use the ChainIDE, this flattener library and ChainIDE Etherscan verifier to get your smart contract verified. So here our smart contract is verified. Here is the name. Here is the creator my wallet address. Here you can see 0. Yeah, here is my wallet address. So I created this wallet and I am the creator of this wallet address. Here is the name. And here we can see all the transactions. Here we can see all the functions of our smart contract balance of, for example, if I want to check how many NFTs I hold, so I will just copy my address here and it will tell me how many NFTs I hold. Here I am holding 2 NFTs and I awarded some NFTs to another wallet address. So I will check that one. Yeah. Here this address also holds 2 NFTs. Here are all the like functions. Name is the game item, owner is this address. And if I want to check like who's the owner of first NFT using token IDE, so here it will provide me the wallet address. Here is the symbol, like ITM is the symbol. So here are all the functions we have written down in our ERC 721 smart contract. Here are all the transactions like award item I used from which wallet address to which wallet address. Here are all the transactions details. So this was like how we can create a smart contract using ChainIDE, like all the steps. First of all, like how we can write down a smart contract. The second one is how we compile a smart contract using the ChainIDE compiler here. After it is compiled successfully, it will provide us the ABI and bytecode. And if we get any error, we can see in the here logger section. Here we got an error. We could, here like we could see an error or warning. If you get any error, you can check here and fix the error and then try compiling again. Here we will deploy. After deployment, we can see all the functions of the deployed smart contract and can make interaction to the deployed smart contract. The next one is verification. For verification, we need flattener library and Etherscan verifier. And we need Etherscan API key also. I have already generated API key. If you don't have, you will have to go to Etherscan API to get an Etherscan API key by clicking here. Create an account if you don't have, and get that is very easy. And here we will choose the contract we want to compile and contract address. Oh, sorry. Here we will select among the compiled smart contracts the one we want to verify, and here we will use the contract address of this smart contract. So this was all regarding ChainIDE. Now we will move forward to footprint analytics. Like now I have deployed smart contract to the blockchain using ChainIDE, and I want to analyze my smart contract, like how many NFTs are being held by some specific users, and how many, like average price for one day, like how many NFTs were sold in like some specific days, something like that. So you will go to footprint analytics, and they are supporting about 22 blockchains, more than 26 charts types. Here we can see. And here you can click the create button, and here you can submit your smart contract. For example, I have deployed smart contract on the test network, but you need to deploy on the main network, and here you need to provide the wallet address. After you provide the wallet address, all the information will be automatically extracted by footprint analytics, and you will be able to interact with your smart contract using SQL. And you can create some dashboards also, and can use the community created dashboards also. Here I have created a very simple dashboard. For example, I have deployed the smart contract address, and there are some transactions happened recently, and I want to check the average price of my collection for some specific days. So here I will write down the SQL query. Here I have written. Yeah, here is the SQL. Here is the SQL. For example, select from this is the as from this wallet address. So I want to check the average price for some specific days for my collection. For example, now we have already deployed our smart contract, and I want to check. We have deployed on the test net, and nothing has been happened, like no transaction has been happened. No one has bought any NFT from that. So I used a different smart contract address, Matrix World. So here I have written some queries, like here they have tables for each collection, like NFTs, NFT info, NFT transactions. If you want to check the NFT transactions data, and you want to check any of these, like wallet, buyer addresses, block date, want to check any of these conditions, you can do it very easily using SQL. So here is, like after you run your query, you will get a table. Telling like what was the average price for some specific days. And after you get a table, you can convert it into the chart. Here I have converted it into the chart. Yeah, here you can like make decision very easily, like investment decisions, some research using footprint analytics. So that was all for today, like how to deploy a smart contract and analyze using footprint analytics. If you have any question, please feel free to ask us. Thank you for being with us. And now it is question answer session time. Yeah, I will see some question. What is the distinguish of ChainIDE and Remix? Is there a desktop application for ChainIDE or not? So these are questions regarding ChainIDE. I will answer them, and I think I will. If there is any question regarding footprint analytics, I will tell you, Boris. So, what distinguish ChainIDE from Remix? So there are many advantages of ChainIDE as compared with Remix. We are supporting more than 10 blockchains, and we are like having built-in templates, and you can store like your smart contract on the cloud storage provided by ChainIDE. And except that, we provide many other functionalities also that Remix misses yet. And is there a desktop application for ChainIDE? No, there is not a desktop-based application for ChainIDE. We only provide a web-based application for ChainIDE. So thank you everyone for joining us. If you have any other question, please feel free to let us know. I will still check if we have some questions. Yeah. Hi, Boris. Are you still with us?
Yes, sure. I was fascinated by your presentation. So many aspects and features covered, man. That was cool.
Oh, thank you.
That was great. That was very educational. Can't wait to try it out, ChainIDE.
Thank you. Thank you.
The whole spectrum of functionalities.
Thank you. And we have some questions for you.
All right.
What is the difference between footprint and there is another tool called Dune? What is the difference, and like how do you like is that a competitor, or how do you define it?
Yeah, the biggest difference between footprint and Dune is, I guess, in the query construction user experience, because we don't require you to know any or have any like technical prerequisites to work with our platform. You don't have to learn any programming languages. You don't even have to learn SQL, because you can create charts using a drag and drop interface. Again, this drag and drop interface is an abstraction of a SQL, but still at the end of the day, you don't have to use it. And being at that position, where basically, I think we found the balance between like easiness of use, which is provided by some like great products such as Nansen for NFT analytics, that may be NFT Frigo, and as well as flexibility using our drag and drop creation tools and SQL for specific cases. So whether
as I personally observed, footprint analytics will allow to convert SQL to tables and tables to SQL, but I think that is missing in Dune. What do you say about it? You know better.
Wow, that's actually one of the latest features that we shipped. Yeah. I think this is a great feature that we're going to be bringing it. Again, blockchain data is not the simplest not the
Yeah.
simplest source of data to work with, especially like with a variety of different blockchains. And it's very important to provide a simple to use ETL processes, for instance, that without any programming language, you will consequently, like in the short term, be able to create any table that you want. So we're going to be pioneering this feature in this space, and yeah, we're so excited about it.
Okay, and I checked like you need to submit your smart contract and it will take some days for the verification for rejection or approval. So would you tell me like what is the criteria for that for rejection or approval? Like what should consider by the users who want to submit the smart contract?
We're using the trivial mechanisms that FSCAN is using, so nothing special actually. Yeah, that's the short answer.
Okay, okay, thank you. And we have other question. Actually, there are many questions today. So the
All right,
other
cool.
one is like, are there any plans for footprint analytics to do something like investment counseling? Counseling, like, does footprint analytics have some plans to do something like investment counseling?
Yeah, I don't think that we really have this track of work right now, because at the end of the day, what's important to understand that footprint is a tool to make the analysis that could be used by different companies who will in turn will probably be doing some investment counseling or anything. But this is definitely something that you can do. So yeah, just recently using our API, we integrated a huge model for the CRM system of our like quite a big GameFi partner, and like there, the investment counseling or some like data insight that will give a possibility for the whole company to make the data-driven decisions is implemented. So again, at the end of the day, Footprint is a tool, so no direct investment counseling from our side.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that it would be very risky. And I think, yeah, footprint analytics is maybe the only one who is supporting more than 20 blockchains, like 22, right?
I think it's 23 now.
Or 23 now. Yeah, there is no other, I think, analytic tool who is supporting that many blockchains. So you people are doing really a great job.
Thanks a lot.
My pleasure. And we have some questions for ChainIDE. I will be answering that. So the question is, are there any plans for you guys to open public classes in schools? Yeah, we are always eager to teach like to anyone, anywhere. We have been teaching in universities in China and have been holding hackathons, seminars, webinars in Africa, in Turkey. Recently, we have done in Dubai also. So if you are like asking for some specific region, you can contact with us and we will be happy to arrange some classes for the specific location. So the other question is, are there any plans in 2023? Yes, there are many plans in 2023 for ChainIDE. We plan to launch ChainIDE education website now, and that will be giving NFTs, and there will be some tasks. There is much to come in like in coming months. We will be releasing more information about our plans in 2023. Yeah, I think these are all the questions for today. I will check again. So the other question is like, yeah, one audience asked like, what are the use cases of the blockchain data and how can we use it? What are the like use cases? One is investment, and what are like some other cases, use cases? Boris, this is a question for you.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, honestly, anything. So, one use case is to remove the noise from social media that is filled with different strange posts sometimes, and I think it's very important to try to, I mean, do the fact checking first using the analytical tools that are simple to use, and make the posts fulfill with different data insights, so that different people can make data-driven decisions. But that's a personal pain point. So too many noise in social media. That's what I'm saying about it. Again, second use case, investments. Third use case, trading. If you are, if you're a developer, it's like you can use the services of the indexer to get the data that you want, because the historical data, so that you don't have to deal with hard blockchain queries. So I guess those are like the most common one. Yeah, hopefully I gave enough examples.
Yeah, these were all the questions, and thank you so much, Boris, for being with us today and for your presentation and for the tools. I personally, yeah, enjoyed using footprint analytics. I haven't used like SQL for a long time, so couldn't done like much, but but it is really interesting and yeah, amazing. Thank you, and we don't have any more questions. And for the audience, I would like to remind again, we have special incentives for all the audience who joined us today. There is a link in the video. You can click on that and can get a 7-day free trial version for the footprint analytics. Thank you all for being with us. Thank you, Boris.
To you, that was a pleasure to hear your presentation. It so fulfills technical details. I love it.
Yeah. Same here. Same
Thanks
here.
a lot once again.
Thanks. Have a nice. Bye-bye, everyone. See you in
Bye-bye.
Yeah. See you in our next workshop, hackathon, seminar, or webinar. Have a good time.